Hello everybody and a very good evening. Welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. It's the final show of the week. Woo! Someone's happy over there. Rent a crowd. We are here for I say it's the final show. It isn't really, because we've got all of our repeat offerings on CTV 24/7. So if you want to tune in for more crafty content, you can. But it's been a fun week. It's been a fun day. Of course, it's National Craft Month, so we continue to celebrate for the rest of the month. Where are we now? Is it the 13th today? 13th.
15th.
15th today,
yeah.
Is it? 15th. So we've got another 16 days of celebrations. Stay with us, because this week it's been all about sewing. NCM Sewing has been your code. 30% off selected sewing and needlecraft with that code. There's a section on the website. Check it out. Use the code. Get it in the discount box at checkout, and you will receive that 30% saving. Next week, I can tell you, well, I won't tell you what the code is, obvs, but we have got a new code next week. I was just looking at what is coming up, and I think it's going to be a code that a lot of you are going to be using. But we're giving you these codes, as I say, as part of National Craft Month. And this week has been a brilliant week, because we've done launches each and every week so far. This week we've done 6, 5 and 6 in the shows today, and we're giving you some free fabric as well today. Well, right across the weekend while stocks last, with every order over 10, you're going to get your free fabric, which is the beautiful pretty paisley. We're celebrating National Quilting Day weekend. That's what it says. So we're basically taking one day, splitting it into 3, but that's good news for you, because that means 3 days where you can pick this up when you shop 10, but as I say, while stocks last. In this show, we continue with the brand new launches. We had our showstopper deal in the earlier launch, if you like, concentrated on one half of that showstopper. In this show, we're going to concentrate on the second half of that showstopper, but we've also got tons of other deals for you as well. I would encourage you to shop the shows, shop the day, see all of the deals, because we've got some fantastic deals across a whole host of soft craft goodies, loads of fabric online for you as well. So do have a look. We can't possibly get through everything in this show, so it's over to you on that. But I'm delighted to say, with me once again for the final 2 live hours of the week, it is the one and only Becky Sworn. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Extremely well, now that I've eaten some lunch.
What did you have?
I had a chicken and bacon Caesar wrap. It was all right after I'd taken all the salad out of it.
Why did you take the salad out?
I don't like tomatoes.
Ah.
Wrong on many, many levels.
Not even like fried tomatoes?
Goodness me, no.
Not even like the tinned whole tomatoes, like plum tomatoes?
Do you know what? I think it stems from school. We used to have them as for school dinners, stewed tomatoes. What teacher in their right mind decides to give children stewed tomatoes? Tell me a child that likes stewed tomatoes, mashed potato and spam, because that was what our meal was.
Spam, 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 spam.
Very popular in Hawaii, did you know that?
What, tomatoes or spam?
Spam.
Is that right?
Yeah, really popular in Hawaii.
Resident Hawaiian expert, if you're watching, Curran, can you please deny or confirm that rumour?
It's true, it's true.
Do you not even like the little, like, sweet, like, baby tomatoes? The little, like, sweet ones? No? Face.
You missed that face. Thank goodness for that.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, no, I don't like any kind of tomato. I don't really like tomato ketchup. I'll have it in a burger, but apart from that, no.
Well, there we go. If there's anything else you want to learn about Becky over the course of the show, feel free to fire in any questions.
Perhaps it might be slightly more interesting than that.
I find that really interesting, to be honest with you. I had 2 eggs for my lunch. Very nice it was too. I normally have 3, but someone else has been eating the eggs in my house.
How very rude.
How very rude, indeed. We'll say a few of those in just a second, but these 2 new launches, so we concentrated earlier on the applique set, but this show's going to be about the bags, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So we've got 3 different bags here. So I'm going to do, I did a demo on the one at the front earlier on, just a very quick demo. And then I've got the other 2, which I'm going to show you. I won't be able to finish all of them, or both of them, but I will be able to show you the majority of them as I work my way through them. They will come, when we come back next month, there will be a craft along that will involve these bags. And I'm hoping that my laptop will be fixed and I'll be able to start doing my Facebook Lives again, so we'll continue with those as well.
Excellent news. Look, I'm in a different part of the studio. Woo! We're moving around. You guys love it, don't you, when we do the different moves and stuff? It's like proper TV and everything.
It is.
Yes, you know, because we did the paper palace over that side of the studio for our cartload, I am now in a fabric palace thing. But anyway, we are not going to look at this just yet, because one thing which has been monstering out of the door, and I'm not surprised when you get to have a look at this, is the mystery bag which Becky has over her side of the studio. It is a mystery bag which is jam-packed full of goodies, over £200, over $200 worth of crafty content for just £68 or $80 if you're a platinum member. You will not believe how much you get in this bag. You don't get the bag, but you get the contents of the bag, and in the bag there is a bag.
It's so confusing. You don't get this bag, you get another bag that's inside this bag.
You don't want that bag.
You don't want that bag, you want this bag.
You want the other bag.
Right, so to show you, it's not a mystery anymore.
No.
It was a mystery to me earlier on, and it's no longer a mystery to me. It is a mystery to me, oops, upside down. It is a mystery to me how we managed to do it for that price, but there you go. Now this is one of the teddy bear kits. This is your floral bunny. It is a pre-printed panel. Pre-printed panel. That's very... Oh, no, it's like my elocution lessons. Pre-printed panel. It's like big bus, yellow bus. Those are the things you're supposed to say.
Big bus.
Yellow bus.
Yellow bus.
Great big bumblebee.
Great big bumblebee. Red lorry.
Yellow lorry.
She sells seashells
on the seashore.
On the seashore. One smart fellow, don't do that one. Don't do that one.
I don't know that one. I'll have to find that one out later.
I'll say it, but then don't do it.
Okay.
One smart fellow, he felt smart.
Okay.
Two smart fella, and you carry on.
Okay.
But don't, because if you trip yourself up.
Okay, let's not do it. We might get into trouble if we do that.
It's a very, the kids love that one, because you end up saying a rude word.
Ah.
Not that rude.
Not that rude. Slightly rude.
Yeah.
Somewhat rude.
You can work it out if you say it fast. Anyway, why did we start doing that?
I don't know. It was a pre-printed panel. So in here you've got a pre-printed panel.
Pre-printed panel.
With all of your pieces to make your elephant, rabbit. And you've also got the stuffing, you've got the buttons for the joints, you've got some embroidery thread, and you've also got a little bit of ribbon to go around the outside. So everything complete in here. You just need to add a needle and thread here. So that's your first item. Your next one is one of these gorgeous little key rings. This is your fox. In here you will get, once again, everything you need to make this little key ring. You will get the felt, you will get embellishments, you'll get a stencil, so you can make all those markings, and you've got embroidery thread in there, as well as all those little gems. You've got some stuffing, bit of ribbon, and you've also got a little lobster clip, so you can make it into a proper little keyring. Gorgeous. Then we have our 6-in-1 quilting pattern guide. Lots and lots of designs that you can make with this. So if you want to do some kind of like long-armed quilting on some of your projects, you can use this, and you can see just down the side all of the different types of quilting that you can do with this. All you need is your embroidery foot on your ordinary sewing machine, and you can create those kind of designs. Next item we've got is some colour bloom felt. So you've got 16 sheets of brightly coloured felt there. You can see all those beautiful colours. I'm going to make that really, really useful for you. This is 100% polyester, so you don't iron it, but works beautifully when you want to cut through with some of our dies, of which I've got one in here somewhere. Is that it? Hello?
So much in the bag.
I'll show you in a minute.
Go on.
Are we going to go through everything in the bag?
Yeah.
Okay. We've got a ruler here. This folds into a triangle. I'm making it as difficult as possible for you, Jamie, aren't I? I'm choosing the big things and the little things. It is a little bit like that. Really useful for cutting your squares and your half square triangles and quarter square triangles. Then we have, let's go for this. We've got some fabric stabilizer. Great for making sort of more floaty fabrics easier to cut. It works like spray starch. Then we have some embroidery stencils or transfers, and these just transfer to the fabric with some heat, so you just need to use your iron. If you haven't got an iron, you can use a pair of hair straighteners. That works just as well.
Oh, okay. That's the second time this week I've heard hair straighteners being
Yeah, they're
used
quite
in
useful.
craft?
Well, I was on the train, and it was for some time ago when I very first started working here, and I needed to do some embroidery, and I had my hair straighteners with me, so I just plugged them in and just wiped those over, and it left the transfer on the fabric.
Ah.
I also got into trouble because you're not supposed to use your hair straighteners on the train.
It's kind of a thing you wouldn't expect to have to be told that you can or can't use.
I think it's to do with the kilowatts that are involved. So it's fine for like charging your laptop, but obviously with those kind of things they use higher voltage or something. I don't know. This is one of the little dies that I mentioned you could use with your felt. So this is one of our reindeer Christmas dies, and it comes with all those little perforations you can stitch through, making this a really nice little gift. This one here is another set of dies. So you've got, again, little perforations within this letter, so you can create thank you, you stitch through it. You also get some little flower embellishments as well, little dies here. And again, these are multimedia dies, so you can use them for paper craft as well. We have a binding tool.
Yeah.
We have one of these sets of dies which has got these little edging pieces, so you just need to use some fabric and you fold them back and forth on each other, and so you can create a never-ending string effectively of these designs. So you can create these to decorate any item that you're going to be doing. Again, you can use this for paper craft as well. Then we also have this one which works in the same way. It's got like wiggly ribbons that you've got here.
Wiggly ribbons.
Rick-rack kind of ribbons. This I love, and this is a die that you can use for fabric or you can use for card. I normally cut it out of craft card, and then I would cross-stitch across it. So I would do like a little heart or sentiment that you can type on here. You can stitch on here, making that a really nice item. Lots of options to do with that. I'm not finished yet. I've got a mandala set of stencils. So this can be used with some glitter paste. You could use this with some fabric paint, use it for home decor or for sewing, all sorts of different things you can do with that one. Then we have some of our jewel. I can't say it today. My voice is not right. Jewel nesting dies. These are multimedia dies. They'll cut through multiple layers of fabric at any one time. And then we have clamshells, which create that beautiful little design that I've just put my fingers over, which looks really gorgeous. If you Google hidden panda quilt, you will see that you can make a little hidden panda quilt out of this.
Hidden panda?
Yeah, so basically you make the quilt like that, but then some of the the little clamshells, you put little faces on them, and then they look like hidden pandas, mounds of.
Wasn't that a movie once upon a time? Hidden Panda.
That's Crouching Tiger and Hidden Dragon. Yeah, not quite the same sort of thing, I don't think. That was that first film that Chinese actress was in, who I can't remember her name. That one, and Crazy Rich Asians. I can't remember her name. Very famous actress.
Oh, Michelle
Yao. Yeah, that was her first big film, I think.
What was it called? Crouching Dragon,
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah.
Then you've got a set of embroidery floss in those gorgeous colours. And then finally, you've got the bag within the bag.
The bag in the bag.
Which actually, to be honest, I prefer that bag. That's a good bag.
Yeah, I prefer that bag.
That's a nice bag.
Yeah, it is a nice bag.
So loads and loads in this, no longer a mystery bag.
No.
No longer a mystery bag.
No longer a mystery, no longer a mystery. Thank you everyone for the comments coming through. We have got Jan on the socials tonight. Already in is Zoe Carver saying good evening. Hello. It's very Mr. Bean, wasn't it? Amber Ray says good morning from Tucson, Arizona. Hi also to Hillary, says hello everyone, happy Friday. Happy Friday, Hillary and Holly Collie. Jan says loves tomatoes. We could talk as well in this show about food loves and food hates. Jen says, hello, Ben, Becky team and crafty friends. Hello. Mary Pat says, I eat tomatoes fresh off the vine like apples. Yummy. Becky's faces are brilliant. Ben says, Zoe Carver, if you had your own chickens, you would have eggs on tap. Well, I would, wouldn't I? Maybe I should get some chickens.
I'd like some chickens.
You would like some chickens?
Yeah, I'd like some chickens, but I'm not allowed them because my husband likes his lawn.
Because you're like, right. Well, they pet the lawn up. Do they eat the lawn?
They scratch it up. And then, yeah.
Can't you put them in like a little run or something?
Yeah, but then that would just, then they scratch up that bit of lawn. So I was going to get them an egg glue.
That is not even a thing.
It is, it's an egg glue.
An egg glue? That is brilliant.
I'm not doing it to size, but it is basically an egg. It's where they nest, their roost. And it pulls out, so you've got like a run there, but it's called an egg glue. Egg glue.
Apparently, the company that makes the egloos is called Omelette.
And then you can get battery farm chickens that have been rescued, but they often don't have any feathers, so you have to knit them little jumpers. Honestly, because if they don't have any feathers, they get chilly, and so you have to get them jumpers, and there's like patterns for you to knit your own chicken jumpers.
Coming next week, next time on Softer Side of Life, jumpers for your chicken. You can. Oh, apparently I can get an eggloo from my guinea pigs. Well, that
sounds like an oxymoron.
It does. That's what you just call me. Anne says the rain in Spain stays mainly on the plain. That's another one of those.
Oh yeah.
And Samantha Cheney joins us as well, saying good afternoon, y'all, or all. Doesn't say y'all at all. Just says all. I added the yeah. Right, so there's your bag. The mystery bag's been very popular. If you want to pick it up, it's a steal, isn't it? £68 or $80. The saving is immense. Don't ask me what it is. I can't read it from here. But it's a huge saving.
What is the saving?
What?
What is the saving?
£203.80 or $248.16.
Well done for reading that far away.
Thank you. I wasn't even looking at it. Like that. The voices in my head. Anyway, something also proving really popular is our showstopper, where you can get all of the brand new launches. It's 2 bundles, if you like. However, you are going to get 6 in total. We'll get the details up for you. Oh, there it is, in fact. See, I can't even see. £36 or $48 is the platinum price on this. I haven't got any. I've got everything in my contact lenses is all I got. So the fact that I can't see that is a bit worrying, isn't it? It's because there's a really bright light up there. I've got to be honest. It's like someone's put the sun in the rigging up there. It's really. So if
I think you're getting a bit of a tan. You know.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Someone give me some shades, that's what I need. Anyway, we're going to be concentrating on this side of things here. So the sewing templates for your bags. We had a little sneak peek of these a little bit earlier on. The tent backpack, also your slimline crossover bag, and then your craft tote as well. So you get your templates in there, all the instructions, and then you've also got your kind of recipe guide on the back as well for everything else that you'll need to go alongside with that. If you do go for the Showstopper 2, you will get all of your turned edge applique as well. So those come with the Showstopper. If you do decide that you want individuals, you can. If you do want this bundle on its own or this bundle on its own, again, you can do that, but you need to shop the show to pick those up. The best value for money is to go for the full collection, and you'll get an extra 10% off. Right, we're going to get into it. We're going to have a look. Is it 4 bags you're making in this show?
No, it's not. No. I'm going to be doing. Well, you're doing one apparently over there.
Am I?
Yeah.
A bag.
A bag. Yeah, I've got. There's a sewing machine in the hidden cupboard.
No, there isn't.
Yes, there is.
Is it actually?
In the hidden cupboard.
I don't really want to open that up because I fear that if I open it up, Craig will be in there or something. And you're like,
he was there, wasn't he?
Huh?
He was.
Yeah, he was. That's what I mean.
That wasn't good. So it was quite frightening, actually, opening a cupboard and finding someone that you work with in there.
Yeah, sat in there.
It's like going into Narnia. Right, so the 3 bags. I'm going to make this one. Well, not in its entirety, but I'm going to make some of it. And I'm also going to make some of the craft totes. So this first one here is the backpack. You can see how that looks here. So you've got a little handle up here, opens up. You've got all of your space in there. But you've also got a little zip round here. So this is the bit that you're going to be probably holding on your back, this bit here. So this is like where you probably want to put your wallet.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like I say, for me, this feels like a pajama case without the straps on it, I think.
A pajama case? I mean,
yeah.
Whatever happened to pajama cases?
I don't know. Do people still wear pyjamas?
What do you mean, what are pajama cases? Where you put your pyjamas? That's what pajama cases are.
Which is a bit weird, you know, when people wear pyjamas like for a whole week.
How often do people change their pyjamas?
Ugh. I don't know if we want to know this question.
Yeah, we don't
it's a little bit like, no, how often people change their bed linen?
They did a survey, we're going off topic here, as I listened to the local radio station, and it was National Sock Day or something the other day, and they were talking about, they'd done a survey for people's sock wearing habits, and it was something like 1/3 of people in the UK go a whole week with the same pair of
Oh,
socks.
that is disgusting.
That's horrible, isn't it?
That is really awful.
That is horrible.
I remember sending my son to a camp and I'd put all his socks zipped inside the suitcase. And when he got home, I said, you know, do you have a nice time? He went, you didn't send me any socks. And I said, what do you mean I didn't send you any socks? He said, I didn't have any socks apart from the ones he was wearing. He was there for a whole week and there were lots of water sports. Honestly, when he took his socks off, they just stood upright. They were just crunchy, horrible. I was like, they were all here. Anyway, this is the other one. This is your crossover bag.
Slimline crossover.
Slimline crossover with your little zip pocket down here. I love the fact that Ben knows. And this is the one that I showed briefly in the earlier show, which has got foam in it rather than wadding, which is what the other ones have got. So you can tell it's a lot more structure to it. And then finally, this is the craft tote.
That's really cute.
So you've got these little sections down here. You've got zip pockets inside and out. So lots and lots of space for putting everything in. So this is the one I'm going to start with here, which is the craft tote. Now, there is, and we apologise, a small error in this particular design.
Right.
In that, on one section over here, which is where you're going to do your main panel, it's an incorrect size. So what we've done is we've got a paper version. So you'll get you get two pieces on A4. So you just need to ask for this from customer services, and you can see where the join line is. You just need to cut these pieces out and then stick them together, and then you will get a paper piece that's like this. We do apologise, it was something that wasn't picked up, unfortunately. So this is the correction that we've done. So you will want to have this. As I say, it's just an extra piece of paper. Right, so put that to one side. So if I show you how the template looks. It looks similar to all of the other templates that we've had in the past. We write onto the template what everything is called. We tell you how many of everything you need. And then when you look at the little booklet that comes with your information, with your template, you will see here, we highlight in red each piece so you can see exactly what the bag sides mean. Because everything's overlapped on here, you need to look at that and make sure you're cutting on the right lines, but it shouldn't be too complicated. Just remember, you need to make sure that when you do that main part of the bag, you need to use the templates, the paper template. Now down here, we give you a little list with how many of everything that you need to cut out. We talk about using foam interfacing, like the foam that I showed you earlier, or wadding, and we also talk about interfacing, general interfacing. I haven't put the interfacing on here just because it's an extra piece for me to stick together and show you, but it's something that's optional anyway. And so once you've got everything to hand, you want to stitch everything with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, so make sure you do that. And with your pieces that have got some wadding, you want to adhere that wadding to the main pieces of the fabric. We also ask you to cut some bias strips. Now, bias strips are the pieces that go around here. So basically what we're doing, when we've made bags in the past, we sort of turn them inside out, so all like the stitching's all hidden underneath. And you see that when I've sort of turned a bag inside out and pushed it all through. We've done this slightly differently. So we actually put the bag together and then you put binding all the way around the edge, and that seals the bag together. So there's no sort of complicated turning in and out. And the main reason for that is because of the structure of this bag, because you want it to be fairly upright and fairly thick. If you're trying to turn something inside out and it's got foam in it, it tends to be quite difficult. So that's the reason we've done that. So it's actually quite an easy thing for you to put together, because you're just going to stitch the sides together, stitch all the other pieces together, and then put this binding strip around the edge, and that's going to hide all of your workings for your bag. Right, so we're going to get started.
Okay.
Now, I have already I think I've got all my pieces. So I've got my 2 outer pieces of my bag, and I've got my 2 pieces of lining. I've also got 4 pieces for the zip pockets. So this creates the inside and outside of the pockets. I've got 2 pieces in one colour and 2 pieces in another colour to create the side panels of the bag, these pieces down here. So the outside of my bag is going to be in this blue floral. The lining is going to be in pink, and then the contrasting is going to be in the yellow on the sides. And we're also going to put the binding as pink around the edge. So it's going to be really quite brightly coloured kind of bag. Now with the binding, you use quite a lot of binding throughout here. I think you're going to be using, just check how much you need altogether. You need 78 inches worth of binding. So all you would do is you will cut across the whole width of your fabric, and so you get a strip that's 2.5 inches wide.
Yep.
And then you want to fold that in half and iron it, and then fold each of the outside pieces to that fold line like so, and then fold it over and then give it an iron. Alternatively, you can use ready-made bias binding, so it's entirely up to you if you want to do that. And that might be a little bit easier if you happen to have something that you can't get it in every single colour and it won't always match, so it's good to be able to make your own.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put that to one side. And we're going to work our way through the bag. So I'm going to work my way through this one until we get to around about halfway through the show, and then I'm going to go to the other one so you can see all the details.
How long would it take, if you were like sat down then, how long would it take you to do it start to finish if you were sort of an accomplished?
I'd say a couple of hours.
Oh, that quick?
Yeah, probably maybe a little bit longer. Putting the binding round's a little bit of a pain.
Yeah.
It's a bit fiddly because you've got to make sure it's nice and even. I'd say, you know, half a day, really.
Okay.
You get it all done, no problem. You'd certainly get all 3 bags made, no problem, in a weekend. Easily.
Quicker than I thought.
Easily. So what we're going to do here is I've already taken my strips that are going to form my handles. Again, it worked in the same way as the binding. So I fold it in half and then move those 2 raw edges to that middle point and then fold them over, and then I've just overstitched around there. So those are the 2 handles. So I'm going to put those to one side. And then we want to do the side pockets. So the side pockets, we want to use a piece of contrasting fabric and a piece of lining fabric. So like I said before, my lining is going to be pink, although I don't think it really matters throughout this whole thing because we're using all these brightly colours anyway. So we're going to do that, and then we want to find a centre point, and we're going to make a pleat inside. So I'm going to just fold that over. I'm not going to bother measuring it. I'm just going to be a little bit lackadaisical, and I'm just going to mark it with my pen if I can find it. It's hiding from me. So we'll just mark that there. So that is my halfway point. Now I want to make a 1/2 inch fold here. So what I want to do is I'm going to have a look here. So I know that that is middle point of my inch, or 1/2 inch rather. So I'm going to be there, and then I know that I just want to fold those 2 pieces over like that. And that creates that little piece just there. And then I want to stitch across here, and I just want to do a basting stitch. So basting stitch is a wide stitch. You can do it with your needle and thread, or you can do it with your sewing machine. So I'm going to do it with my sewing machine, and I'm just going to make my stitch as wide as I possibly can. And all it's going to do is just going to hold these 2 pieces of fabric together, and it's going to stitch that pleat in where we want it to be.
Okay. Just a couple of comments coming through. Yeah. Amber says, Mum and I got the picture of you and Craig, Ben, and we love it. We did some pictures last week. I've seen a few of those crop up. But I'm glad you like the pictures. Rosalind says the colours together here are vibrant. They are very vibrant colours. And Sarah says, got to ask on the last show, Ben said there was a bag maker's bundle, but when clicking on it, pictureless, online, it details different. These new bag types, not hardware. Is there another bundle? Well, you've got the templates for the bags that Becky's working with now. I'll show you these in a bit maybe, but we've got these that I showed you at the end of the show, the bag making pattern packs. You get the pattern and the hardware, and there's more, isn't there? Because we've got the bundle where you get the raindrop wristlet for free, and one of the sort of more recent launches, there's a bag making template. So if you can let us know which one you mean, Sarah, and maybe I can try and sort out the confusion there. But there's lots of bags, lots of templates. It's weird that we've got something online where there's not a picture though. It doesn't have a picture. Which one is it, Nicola? Is it the one? It's the one that I showed. So I will show you that again a little bit later on, perhaps, to hopefully clear up the confusion. Gremlins, apologies. What are they like? Pesky gremlins. Any more questions you've got, feel free to fire them through. Any comments? What are you up to for the weekend? What's everyone doing? What's everyone's grand plan? What are you doing this weekend?
Who, me? It's my husband's birthday on Sunday. So we're doing what he always wants to do on his birthday, go to Nando's. It's his favourite place to go. Yeah, I feel the same. I'm not interested in Nando's. I don't think it's very exciting. And I'm going to kind of like post-Oscars party.
What? This is what I mean.
It's not an official.
This is what I mean.
It's just like a little party. I don't know who's going to be there. I don't know. I don't think there's going to be anyone. It's just an excuse to have a party, I think.
And so nobody, there'll be no name sort of dropping next time.
I don't know. It might be. No.
Who's holding the party?
It's friends organising it.
Okay.
But it's in a sort of quite exclusive club in London.
Well, someone famous is bound to drop in.
I hope so. It'd be quite exciting.
You're being a little bit coy about the whole thing.
Well, you know, I see them all the time.
Well, that's it. You know, in the circles that you socialise in.
I was going to tell you my story about my neighbour, wasn't I?
Were you?
So we were talking earlier on. I'll just explain what I'm going to do now. So I've just stitched both of those. And then I've got my binding fabric and I'm going to put that on there and I'm just going to stitch across here. So I'm going to pin this at the moment and then I'm going to stitch in a moment. We were talking about Ross Kemp, weren't we? We were doing Ross Kemp.
We were.
So I said, my neighbour used to be Michael Greco, who played Beppe from EastEnders. Beppe. And he talked like that, didn't he?
They all talk like that.
He talked like that. And one day, so he lived about, 4 or 5 doors down. One day, my neighbour had come out of his house and he said, oh God, there's a dead cat in my driveway. Have you heard this story? Have I told this before?
I've not heard this.
Oh, he said, there was a dead...
So hang on, who came out of
So my
house?
next door neighbour came out of his house and he said to me, well, there's a dead cat in my driveway.
Right.
And he said, I said, oh no. And he said, do you think you could ask around? I've got to go out. Do you think you could ask around to see if it belongs to anyone? I was like, yeah, okay. Anyway, so I went down the road knocking on people's doors and I knocked on Michael Greco's door and I said, oh, hello, Michael. I said, we've just found a dead cat in the driveway. He went, oh, no, Becky, not a dead cat. And I said, yeah, it's a dead cat. And he went, are you sure it's dead? And I said, well, it looks like that. And doesn't move. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's dead. So we're just trying to find out if it belonged to anyone. He said, oh, I'll ask around. Anyway, a few weeks later, he did an interview in the paper and he said how he liked all the people that lived in the area and some weird woman was knocking on the door checking for dead cats. And that was me.
The dead cat lady.
Dead cat lady, yeah. If you ever think you're having a bad day, you're not having as bad a day as I am. knowing that I'm known with EastEnders people that I'm called the dead cat lady.
Got a few EastEnders cast who are platinum members, so we'll probably get a few messages from them tonight.
Right, I'm going to stitch this now while you ponder that little fact. It's sad, isn't it? Poor cat.
Well, it is quite. Yeah, it is.
Then I went home. My kids were quite small, and I said to my son, he was about 5. I said, "Come on, we've got to go and take this dead cat to the vets." And I picked
the vets,
because they scan them, don't they?
Like for the chips and stuff.
And I took the cat to the vet, and the vet, I said, we found this dead cat, and the vet said, "Are you sure it's dead?" And I said, "Well, it hasn't moved, and it's rock solid, and it looks like that."
This reminds me of a Monty Python sketch, this does.
It does feel like that. And I think they found who it belonged to let them know.
Aww. Well, at least they were.
At least they knew what happened.
In the end.
Yeah.
Because that's the worst. We've had cats before where they've just family cats where they've gone out and just never come back, and you never quite know what's ended up with them.
As opposed to what? You said a family cat.
Well, like as in when I was at home with my family when I was younger.
Oh right, okay, I understand now.
We had one cat who just disappeared. We never know what happened to her, which was a bit sad, really.
My brother ran my cat over.
Oh.
I know. Sad, no. Right, I didn't change the stitch length, which is very stupid of me, so I'm going to stitch that together.
Maybe swiftly on. A few comments go through. Sarah, the bundle you showed just now for £15, Ben, yes. Details describe Becky's bundle that she's making. So the description's wrong. What we are showing is right, apparently. So there. So hopefully that. So I didn't mean like that. So there. What I mean is, so hopefully that clears that up for you. Hillary says, I'm walking Holly Collie, on the beach and playing with my pet's rule stuff when it arrives tomorrow. That's a quick turnaround, that, isn't it? Thursday to
pet
Saturday.
Rooster?
No, Pets Rule. We launched a collection yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Pets Rule. I don't think she's got a pet rooster. She's definitely
Why would you play with that on the beach?
Well, why not? She's definitely got a collie called Holly, who has a friend called Frank. It's Zoe who's got the chickens and a horse called Boogie or Boggy. Cindy says, I sent my 2 boys, 7 and 9, funny names, the old ones are the best. I sent my 2 boys, 7 and 9, to camp 6 days. I organised a plastic bag with socks, underwear, outer shorts, t-shirts, several swimming trunks and more. They must have had lots of fun because some sets were not used.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kids.
It was just on kids are gross.
They are pretty revolting, I have to be honest. Right, now we've got 2 pieces to form the outer part of the bag, and then we've got 2 pieces of lining fabric as well. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be inserting the zips. Now, if you'd seen things in the past, we used to have a little zip template maker to create these zips. So we were going to basically cut a hole. Do you remember
that? Yeah.
But you don't, if you haven't got one, it doesn't matter, because I'm going to show you how you can do that with your ruler.
Okay.
I was going to say ladder.
With your ladder?
Yes, this well-known thing that you find in children's pencil cases is known as a ladder.
It is a ladder.
Yes, you know what I mean. It's like a ladder for very small animals. So we're going to be doing that in the next bit.
Okay. We're going to have a short little break. Hi to Rhonda, who's joined us, saying, oh gosh, hello again. I almost missed it again. Are we having like time difficulties again this week? Because you guys in the US have put your clocks forward, haven't you? So you're now in springtime. So what was midday is now 1 o'clock, right? So so normally in Eastern you'd be watching this would be 12:37, but you're now 1:37, aren't you? And Pacific, you would be 9:37 in the morning, but you're now 10:37 in the morning, correct? It'll all go back to normal at the end of the month, because we're putting our clocks forward on, 30th into the 31st, so you've only got another 2 weekends, and then you'll stop being confused and I'll stop being confused as well. I mean, I'm confused at the best of times, but...
I don't understand what you're going on about, Ben.
Because people are missing the shows because they're tuning in at the wrong time, because the clocks in the US have gone forward, so all of our shows are at the wrong time, see?
Oh.
Yeah, but it will go back to normal in 2 weeks' time when we put our clocks forward, because then we'll be married back up again with everybody.
It's very confusing.
Isn't it very confusing?
Yeah.
And it does take
just have it on all the time, just in case we're here.
I mean, that is a good idea, isn't it? That is a good idea.
Yeah.
Just leave it
And
on.
you don't have to miss anything, do you?
No.
You can always watch it later on.
Anyway, check out your baskets. There's the showstopper. And talking of clocks...
Day to day looks like, on a normal day when I'm working from home, get up, breakfast, quick phone call with my daughter, and then I'm up in the craft room and I spend all my time in the craft room. If it's spending a day with the grandkids, that's it. That's my best part of the day, just spending time with family and those gorgeous little grandkids of mine. The best part of the day when I'm at work is when I go on air, because I absolutely love it. Both. I prefer a shower in the morning. I feel fresher. I feel that I can tackle my day. However, depending on how that day's been, I also would have a double shower, so I'd have one in the morning and one at night too. Absolutely, 100% coffee. Will always be coffee. And flavoured coffee is my favourite at the moment. Dare I say, it's a full English breakfast, the full works, the beans, the tomatoes, the bacon, the sausage, and everything else that goes with a traditional English breakfast. Craft along. Every day of the week. I absolutely love going through the stages from the start of a project to the end of a project. So craft along is definitely my favourite choice. I can't leave without my lipstick. It's a given thing. I once didn't have a lipstick on me and Leanne helped me out that day. kick off the shoes, sit down for a couple of minutes, just gather my thoughts and then grab my tea.
I like to get up, chill, relax, get a cup of tea, then get myself sorted. And if I'm presenter, I'll write all my notes. If I'm the demonstrator, I'll get my prep out, have another look at it, make sure that everything is the way it needs to be for the show, do the show. Then what I'll do is I'll grab something to eat. Then have another look at the sheets again, making sure the next show's all good to go. Then we do that show, tidy. I always like to make sure that the area is nice and tidy, either for myself the next day or whoever's in. Jump in the car, head home. I will quickly unpack what I need to unpack, and then I get on that sofa as quick as I can. As soon as we go live, I love that within our live shows, I always get the butterflies. As soon as we get that countdown in our ear that we're just going live, butterflies kick in, and within about 10-15 seconds, I'm going. Butterflies have gone, and we just enjoy the show. Early riser. Oh, shower in the morning. Tea. Oh, savoury breakfast. Masterclass. My mobile phone. Oh, anything with chicken. Currently, it is the weekend, Blinding Light, and it has been for about a couple of years, and I still love it. Apart from jumping in the car, chilling on the sofa, watching TV.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for the messages coming through. Anne says, that's boys, talking about boys with socks and camping. My daughters probably would have worn all the clothes before the 6 days were anywhere near over. Amber says, oh, Amber, yeah, I did see this somewhere. Did you tag us in there? I'm sure I saw that. If I didn't reply or if I didn't like it, I apologise, because I always try to if I get tagged. It says, I framed the photo of you both. I put a puppy between you two. Turned out cute. I definitely saw that somewhere, Amber, so thank you. Thank you. That's really kind. Feel free to tag and send again so I can have another proper look at that. And Zoe Carver says, yes, I do have cockerels, Ben. Because we saw the pictures of those, didn't we, yesterday. All right, we've got about 15 minutes until the end of this hour, so I think we're going to plough on with this demo, and then we're going to do a different bag in the second hour, Becky, yeah?
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Just to show you, and I wanted to show you the how to use the replacements design in there, that pattern piece, and also I just wanted to show you roughly how to put it together,
yeah.
Because the way that we're doing this one, like I say, because you're not bagging it out like we do normally, where we sort of stitch everything together inside out and then we pull it in and push it out again. We're doing this one in a slightly different way. So we've got our side pieces, and these form our main pieces of the bag. So actually the bag will look like that. So it'll go like this around the edges. So you can see how that will be. So what we would do is when we come to put everything together, we will put it like this. We would pin that together, and then we'd stitch all the way across. So you've got that sort of, no, not nasty looking, but it's not very neat looking kind of design. And then the idea is you then use your binding fabric to go around the edge to finish it off so it all looks really nice. You hide all your workings inside. But what we're going to do now is we're going to pop in a, what's it called? A zip.
Zip.
Do you know brain's not working? So what we want...
It's Friday night, it's late, it's been a long day.
We want our outer piece of fabric to be looking at. We want one of our pocket pieces. So we've actually got 4 of these. So we've got 2 that form the main zip pocket, and these are forming these sort of little internal zips that go here. So I'm just turning it this way round so I get it all nice and neat, because I want to mark everything out. So here, looking at the instructions, it says I want my... What am I looking this way.
You what?
I want 4 inches down from the top and 2.5 inches from either side. And do you know what I'm going to do? Because I think it's easier. I'm just going to find that midpoint on here. I'm going to make a little mark with my heat erasable pen, and I'm going to find the midpoint in here and then place that there, and that will be around about right. So here, and then I just want to make sure I've got 4 inches down, so moving this just over this side, and then that's where I want it all to be. So that's where I want this to be, and I want to stitch a rectangle up here. So I'm going to use my ruler, and I don't need to worry too much about it. I just need to do 7 inches, which is, unfortunately, I've only got a ruler in centimetres. So 7 inches is 17.5, 18 centimetres.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put 18 centimetres. That's not right. No, sorry, miles away. No, this is what I want to do. I want to do a little thing like here. Where's my zip? My zip is, God, brain is not working. My zip is 6 inches.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that this little gap that I'm putting in here is around about the same. So let's just get that right. Move that down. So I want my measurement to be, it's about 15.5
centimetres, 6 inches?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to make another mark, exactly the same, down here. And then we're going to join that up there. So what we want to do now is it's typical pen stops working, doesn't it?
Everything's given up on a Friday night.
Right,
Should we just call it quits and go
let's
over
throw that
6?
one away. Let's find another pen. Where are you, pens? I'm going to use a different pen. It doesn't really matter because it's going to be hidden, but you want really to use your heat erasable pen. I'm just going to find something that's not sharp.
Are there any more heat erasable pens over there? I feel like there were. Debbie had a good time.
I had 3 in my, but they all seem to have sort of stopped working now. They've given up the ghost. There we go. So we've got that little rectangle here, and I want to stitch around this rectangle, and I'm going to draw a line in the middle, and I'm going to just place these markings here. And then once we've stitched around that shape here, I'm going to tuck everything back in, and I'm going to cut this out.
Okay.
And then that's going to create the little pocket that we need for our zip.
They're such great kits to have, aren't they? And it must be lovely to be able to have the skill to be able to, you know, do something like this, work with something like this, just to create like a little bespoke bag or a bag to like match an outfit or something like that. It must be so nice to do.
Well, I think, yeah, really nice if you've got some fabric. I mean, I always think they're making something that they can have as like a little keepsake. If you've got somebody, you know, some fabric that belonged to you at school, or some fabric that, you know, means something, and maybe it's a shirt that belonged to a grandparent maybe, or something like that, you can absolutely use these templates that we've got and make a lovely little bag, something that's really usable. My mum, a while ago, when I went over there, she'd used one of my dad's old jumpers to make a doorstop.
That's really
And it was quite, it's a knitted jumper, and the doorstop's sort of like a pyramid, and it looked really good, and it was just just the jumper reminded me so much of my dad, because it was a jumper he wore so much. It's really nice to have something around the house. And again, you know, if you're going to be making a bag and you've got bits of fabric that you want to use that are important, maybe you want to have a bag that's got, you know, kids' school uniform, old school uniform fabrics
really nice,
in there.
I feel that's quite a big trend, isn't it? Like, or a big thing, like making, like, or whether it's like a cushion cover or something like that out of an old.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Because, you know, fabric is not cheap. We end up with lots of fabrics that are dotted around, well, I certainly do, dotted around the house. And it's quite nice to think I can use it for something else, you know, once it's had its sort of first go at life, as it were. So now if I had a rotary cutter, I can do this with a rotary cutter, but I'm going to do it with a pair of scissors. And I'm just cutting down that middle line, and I'm just cutting into those corners. I'm not cutting into the actual strip of fabric or the sewing of the fabric. I'm just cutting along, so I'm going through the outer part of the bag and through that lining to create that here. Now when I turn this the other way round, I can fold this round and this bit round here, and we just need to do some careful pressing, and then we have created a little space to pop a pocket, and we're going to add our little zip. So I'm just going to spend a little bit of time just moving this around and pressing it into place, and then I can stitch that together.
I think I've told you before, I collect old, well not old, all the old rugby shirts that I've got from my team, I keep from over the years, and eventually I've looked into the cost of doing it. It's quite expensive. I want to get like, I found the chair that I wanted in a tip.
Oh yeah.
At the hotel where I go to the gym, they tend to like throw away quite a lot of stuff, and I've taken some bits. I don't know if you're allowed to do that, by the way, but I have, because I figure if it's in the skip,
what do they call that? Dumpster diving or something like that?
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
But if it's in the skip, it's fair game, right?
Well, yeah, and they're throwing it out, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. So I found a lovely sort of old-fashioned, I don't know what style you'd call it, but like an old-fashioned style chair. I don't even know what style it is, but it's what I wanted. And so I've got that, needs, you know, sanding down, stripping down, but then I've got all of my rugby shirts that I then want kind of put together to then reline the chair. But
that'd be really nice.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
I got quotes of like £750, £800.
Well, upholstery is expensive.
Yeah.
Doing any kind of upholstery. Why don't you do a course and you can learn how to do it yourself? You've got loads of time, haven't you?
I mean, haven't I got loads of time?
Yeah.
Dog training is my next one, as I think I mentioned to you. That's my next thing to do, but that comes at a cost as well.
Oh, it doesn't everything.
Oh yeah, just train me for free. But I'm really interested in that.
Maybe you can barter.
Bark.
Barter.
A barter.
Barter.
What have I got to offer?
Well, maybe you could. I don't know, do some social media stuff, little videos, little song for them.
For the company.
Yeah.
I'll write you a song.
Write the theme tune, sing the theme tune.
I want to become a dog trainer. Do, 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 do. So I'm coming
Please
to your
make me be a
company
dog
to learn
trainer.
what to do. Do, 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 do. I've got a great idea. Just you keep me there. I'm going to be a great dog trainer. I used to love that sketch.
Oh, me too.
Oh dear.
Does anyone even know what we're laughing about?
Anyone know what we were just quoting from there? Oh, they're showing that again now.
Oh, are they? I thought they weren't allowed to show it
No,
anymore.
it's on.
Oh, okay.
What's the channel called? That's TV.
Oh, okay.
But it comes obviously with, you know, this programme was of its time, so be warned and all that. But yeah, no, I'm really interested in doing that. Because as I was saying to you earlier on, with dogs, a lot of people, well, they say now that there are not enough dog trainers for the amount of people who need their dogs trained, because loads of people obviously got dogs during lockdown.
And they're badly behaved.
Well, yeah, not through their own fault, because obviously they were kept in, they didn't go out as much potentially as, you know, they would do. So a lot of dogs are, you know, having like separation issues, or are funny about people coming into their house, because obviously they never saw that during you know, COVID and all that kind of stuff. So it's something that really interests me, because as you guys know, I love animals, particularly dogs. And with Laura doing a dog walking business,
That makes a perfect sense, doesn't it?
yeah. So yeah, I think maybe later this year I might do that.
Do you have dogs that stay with you, like boarding?
Yeah, we have. But yeah, we have a few that stay. We have.
You could call it the boarding school. Ben's boarding school.
Okay. So you know Laura's business.
Yeah.
I came up with a name for that. And,
Yeah.
So she does. She walks dogs, cat sits, all that kind of stuff, and she'll pop into your house to sort of look after your animals. So her business is called Hairy Poppins. Yeah, and I thought if I eventually do set up my little dog training business,
Yeah.
and if I do, don't worry, I'll do this as well, obviously. I like the name Bark to the Future.
Oh, I love
because it's
I love a pun.
dogs, and then obviously Bark to the Future, because Bark to the future of how well your dog is now going to behave.
I like that. How
Coming
do you
soon.
How do you stop a dog from barking? That's not. That makes it sound like it's a joke. It's not. It's not a joke. It's not a joke.
How do you stop a dog from barking?
But my friend has a dog, and her dog doesn't bark. She said when they had it, they took it to a trainer.
It doesn't bark?
No, it was there for 2 weeks, and came back and doesn't bark at all, ever.
So it didn't stop barking?
Yeah, it's a really barky dog. They didn't want that, and so now it just doesn't bark at all.
A lot of what I've seen, because you know I like that Graham Hall.
Yeah.
A lot of what I've seen, so stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's all about like look at us talking about dogs now. Like what is this? This is CTV, not DTV. But it's all about like rewarding and like marking the good behaviour, isn't it? And you know, so if they are barking, I don't know whether you ignore them or what, or you don't give them the praise that they're after. But then when they're quiet, that's when you give them the praise and reward them. And then hopefully over time they go, oh, when I bark, I don't get any praise or I don't get a treat, but when I'm quiet, I do. And I think that's very simplistic.
You don't think that's strictly the case?
No, I think it is.
You think it is?
But I think there's obviously that's from my minimal knowledge that I have right now from watching programmes like that. It's a lot of kind of praising the good behaviour and...
A bit like children.
Yeah, it is a little bit. It is a little bit like
you
children.
know, like when you're potty training and you're giving them a chocolate or whatever it is, every time they go where they're supposed to go.
Yeah, exactly right.
Rather than hitting them with a newspaper when they go where they're not supposed to go. I'm not condoning hitting children or dogs.
Oh dear. Hilary says, my sister-in-law got me a teddy made out of my husband's shirt. It is lovely as it reminds me of him. It's wearing a plaid shirt and jeans. I think that is a lovely thing to do. It's a lovely suggestion. I love the idea of using clothes and old garments and that to make.
It's like memory things.
Yeah,
isn't it?
absolutely. And whether it is these bags or whether it is, as I say, I'm sure I've seen loads of people make like cushion covers or pillow covers. So I think that's a really, really nice idea.
Well, I've seen a lot of people on social media who make jewellery out of, people's remains.
Oh, I've seen that. When we sadly had Mackie put down last August, one of the things that you could get was like some of his ashes within like a piece of jewellery.
Yeah.
But we got him in a little cast because I thought if I have something like that, I'll just end up losing it and I'd be gutted then. Yeah.
Right, so what I've done here is I've put my zip in. So you've got that little panel there. So I've put my zip in, and now all I need to do is fold up this piece of fabric and stitch down these two sides, and then that creates that little pocket in the front part of the little bag.
Nearly done for this hour.
Yeah, it's gone quickly, isn't it?
Yeah, that's gone quickly.
Right, so I just quickly fold that there.
Are we going to carry on with this, or are we going to do a completely different
I think we'll do
project?
the other one. Show you the beginning. No, show you the start of the other one. And what we will do is I will choose one of these to do my craft along with. So we will do them in there. We'll do one in its entirety.
Yeah.
At some point. I should have really changed my machine foot, but there's not really enough time, so I'm just using my zipper foot. It doesn't really matter. So I'm only just stitching these two sides together. Okay, so now if I take those pins out, and then you can see as I open up my zip, I've got that little pocket in here. It's all secure. So that's my little edge of my pocket. So that would be that first part of the bag. If you think of it like this will be this part here. So we've done that little bit. Oh, she says all caught up like that. And that goes around like that. So you can see how it's coming together.
Fantastic. Brilliant. Love that. If you want to get the showstopper with all the goodies to make those bags and more, details on your screen at £36 or $48. Welcome, here we are, it's the final live hour of the week. Thank you for those of you who are with us. Thank you for all the comments that are coming through. Feel free to chat at us. Let us know what you do this weekend, any crafty plans. Have you got any birthdays, any celebrations coming up? Are you going away anywhere nice? Just let us know. It's lovely to chat with you on a Friday. And also, do let us know if you've got any questions about anything that we've got within the show too. Of course, it's National Craft Month. I cannot believe we are 15 days. No, that's not right, is it? What day is it today?
15th.
It is the 15th.
It's the 15th.
15 days into the month already.
St Patrick's Day on Sunday.
Oh, by George it is, isn't it? 17th of March.
Yeah.
There's not been much noise about that this year, has there?
I
No, I feel like we make a big deal about St Patrick's Day, more so than St George's Day, and I feel like I've not heard anything about that. But anyway, happy St Patrick's Day for Sunday. Yes, it's National Craft Month. It is the 15th today, so we're halfway through, and this week we've been giving you the opportunity to get your hands on loads of soft craft goodies at discounted prices with the code NCM Sewing, 30% off selected sewing and needlecraft with that code. There is a designated section on the website, as I said, so do check that out. If you're not sure whether that code will apply, just whack it in at checkout. It's the best thing you can do. And if you've got a discount to be had, it will take that off. And as we said, all this week we've been giving you launches. There's launches coming next week as well, so that's going to be hugely exciting actually, and indeed into the final week of March too. Let me give you a bit of a heads up there, because I know a lot of people have been talking about launches, when things are happening. I'll tell you because I can. So Monday, Debbie Robinson is here. We're launching the new bold geometric 3D embossing folders, which I think you saw a sneaky peek of earlier in the week, or someone did a demo with one. Was that Tuesday? You've seen a sneaky peek anyway. On Thursday, we've got Sheena in with the launch of some brand new masks, and previous to that on the Wednesday, the new seasonal creator card dies are in as well. So we've got 3 launches next week, plus craft-alongs, masterclasses, launch party, and a bit of a different enter next week in the fact that we've got Sheena on Thursday, and then we've got Cartload this time next Friday, just to confuse you and keep you on your toes. But lots of launches, which is brilliant, and more launches to come the final week of March as well. So do stick with us. It's absolutely fab, and it's going to be a great month. Today, as we said, loads of big launches. A lot of you jumping in and grabbing the bag hardware kit collection, £12 or $14.40. Now, we had these in the US, I believe, but it's the first time that you've seen them on Crafters TV. I mean, it's £51 or $60 worth of goodies that you're getting for 12 quid or $14.40. Opportunity for you to be able to make these amazing bags, and this one's gorgeous. You've got the beautiful rectangle clasp bag, and if I flip that around, it shows you on the front what you're going to be making, but then in the back there you've got your silver and rectangle clasp and chain. You've also got your step-by-step instructions, and then that printed pattern as well. You just decide like how you want your bag to look. By choosing the fabric that you want to work with. Tons of fabric on the Shop the Show, as I've said, so pick and choose away with that. And we've also, if you want to go for that sort of leather look, we've got faux leather available for you as well. That is your tote bag, and once again, the ability for you to be able to make this beautiful bag on the front of the box, and it shows you again everything that you're going to get in there, from your 3 silver magnetic clasps, your step-by-step instructions, and then your printed patterns as well. So those 2 included in the bundle. A £50, $60 bundle, by the way. And then finally, sort of finishing things off, you've got your messenger bag. That comes with 1 silver rectangle slider, 2 silver rectangle rings, and you've got your silver magnetic clasp, again, step-by-step instructions, and your printed pattern. Really, really amazing value for money there. At a snip, £12, $14.40 if you're platinum. As I've mentioned, more deals on the show as far as making bags are concerned. This one, you get your cube crossover bag. This is die-based, this set, and this is the bundle that you're going to get with your cube crossover, and then you're going to get your rainbow wristlet for free within that set. So again, just $19.99 or $23.96 is your price on that one. Again, all of these deals you're going to be finding on the website. If you hit the shop the show, shop the day button. Other deals just for you as well to get your hands on the vinyl fabric. Again, we've got loads of different designs here. This is the stuff, right, that we talked about once, didn't we, about making, if you had enough of them, like making like covers for prams and that kind of thing, and like, could you make a raincoat out of one of these?
Yeah, you could do if you had enough, but the idea being that you can you can create little pockets. I mean, isn't that gorgeous? You can make little pockets on your bags, so if you wanted to be able to see inside them. But yeah, you could absolutely make whole bags out of them if you wanted to. It's really lovely stuff. All you need to do is you need to make sure you have a Teflon coated foot for your machine, because otherwise it sticks.
Yeah.
Or alternatively, sandwich that in between other fabric, or indeed tissue paper. So if you have a layer of tissue paper over the top of it, you can stitch through, you can just tear the tissue paper away and it'll still be nice and smooth when you're sewing it together.
That was like a glittery one, which is really super cool. And then you've got a further 12 by 12 piece of your vinyl fabric as well. Again, great deals on all of these at $12.78. Oh, yeah, sorry, and you've got your mesh included there as well. So that is, I'm really drawn to this one. This is amazing. It is it's a bit like a big piece of that illusion film that we did earlier, but it's obviously not because it's vinyl. Look at that. Woo! Maybe I could just have, like Nicola said, like not enough for a raincoat. Maybe you could make one of those little little granny hats that they have. You know, those ones.
I thought maybe a cravat.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. Or a waistcoat.
Well, if you wore it in the right place, I mean, I think it would look very nice.
I have no idea where that right place
Pair of hot pants
would be.
Pair
of hot pants?
Yeah, they'd be very hot wearing something else.
Wouldn't you? You'd need another
layer.
Another pair of pants underneath the
I think so,
pants.
yeah.
Nicola's just said you could wear it in the... we're thinking of doing a parody of, I'm Just Ken. Yes. Nicola's been on at me for ages to rewrite it and do a song called I'm Just Ben.
Yeah.
Because it sort of writes itself, really.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe hot pants in that video.
You know that he wears that amazing coat. He wears that amazing fur coat. He wears a fur coat. There's a guy that I follow on social media called Mr. Silver Fox, I think he's called, and he makes fur coats. He's in Brighton, and he's made an alternative one to that. Really quite cool. But they're faux fur. Would you make a... What? Would you lend us a coat? We could always ask. See if we can get him to come in. Yeah, why not?
It's all stuff for later down the line. Don't get too excited. I mean, you're not, but don't. $12.78, $13.14 for your bag making fabric. And then very quickly, because obviously bags are very much on this show. And if you need de rigueur, oui. Très bien, en français. You've got your hardware. This is the rainbow hardware. Look at that. So you're going to get your 1.5 inch triangular rings. Well, I suppose they are really, aren't they? They're little, triangles. So you get those, 4 of those. You're also going to get,
shiny
lobster clasps. Lobster. Look at that. How beautiful are these? You need these. £5.59 platinum or $7.16. These are all absolute steals. And then last but by no means least, you're going to get your D-rings. A couple of those. You're basically buying one. I'm missing something there, aren't I? You're going to get... It's not down here. Not down here. You're getting another set. I'll have to show you on pictures. But you're going to get the D-rings in there. You're going to get your triangle rings. You're also going to get your lobster clasp and the little, handmade sign. That's really cute, isn't it? Stick it on the front of the bag.
I love the colour of those. They match those skizzers.
They do match the skizzers. And for £5 and change, really good value for money. $7.16 if you are a Platinum member shopping in the US. Right. The launch that we brought you today. We're all very confused this Friday night.
It's one of those days today,
I don't know whether I'm coming or going. I don't know what's going down. The brand new launch, the Softer Side of Life National Craft Month 6-piece showstopper is over there. It is all of the bag templates. You've got obviously the applique bits and bobs, which we showed you earlier on as well. But it's all of the goodies, which we'll show you in just a little while. £36 or $48 is the price. And are you going to make that satchel next?
Yeah. It's a backpack.
Backpack.
Yeah, we're gonna make some of it, is what we're gonna say. So you can see here, this is the thing that I think looks a little bit like a pajama case, but really cute backpack. You've got zips at the front and you've got zip at the back. So this bit would be against your body, against your back. That would be your outer zip. But it's a really nice kind of shape that you've got here. Let's get started. So once again, the templates are the same kind of thing. They overlap. They have lots of different shapes here. We've marked onto here how many of everything you need to cut out, and whether you want wadding or interfacing, blah, blah, blah. Again, I've not cut any of the interfacing. The interfacing is like a very fine, almost like a tissue type paper, and it just gives a little bit of structure to the lining, but I have cut wadding. And I've cut all my pieces out and I've adhered my wadding to my outer pieces of fabric. So the outer pieces of fabric are these ones, and this is going to be my lining, and then I've used that as a bit of a contrast colour. So it isn't my fabric, I'm using all of my fabric because I needed to get started on these early on, and I needed to know what fabrics I was using, so that's why. So we're going to get started here. So we're going to put our fabric, this is our outside fabric, and this is our front piece. We've got two front pieces. As you can see, you've got those two front pieces here, and then you've got that back piece over here. So two front pieces, we're taking the zip and we're going to place the zip facing downwards. And again, I'm going to use, guess what? The glue, because I think it makes life a lot easier.
Yeah.
And I want to sandwich the zip between the lining and the outer fabric. So similar kind of thing to what you've seen me do before in the past. We're doing the same sort of thing here. And we're going to do that both sides. So we're going to do it on this side here. And then once we've stitched it together, we're going to top stitch it just to make sure everything stays nice and neat. And then we're going to flip it over and do exactly the same with the other side.
Teresa Chalmers says, I could watch Becky sewing for hours. She makes it look effortless, and I normally get into all sorts of bother when I get out my sewing machine. I feel your pain, Teresa.
Aww.
But you do make it look effortless.
Do I?
Yeah, I think you do.
I never feel that. I always
Is it not
feel,
feeling effortless?
no, it's just I always think, oh, I hope people aren't really bored with this bit. So I apologise if you are bored, but
I'm sure nobody's bored.
I don't know, when it's lots of hand stitching, I think, oh, maybe people are just like, oh God, what is she doing now?
Maybe we should sing whilst we stitch.
Should we sing? What should we sing?
I don't know. Probably not too much because we'll get done for copyright, won't we?
But we were saying earlier on about what your first album was.
First ever album and single.
What was yours?
What, album or single?
Both.
Oh my word. Well, I can tell. So the first one I bought was the cassette of the Bluebells, Young at Heart, but not in the 80s. It's when they re-released it in the early 90s. I want to say it was like 91, because I think they brought it back out for an
advert, maybe.
An advert.
Yeah.
So I bought that.
They did a lot of that, didn't they?
Because I loved that song. And I think the first album I bought, and it always makes me laugh this. So I bought it in Woolworths.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't remember I think it was just called Opposites Attract. It was a Paula Abdul album anyway. Because I was only about, I don't know, 10, 11. I really fancied Paula Abdul. And I really liked the song Opposites Attract because it had the cartoon.
Yeah, it was like a
cat.
Cat, yeah.
Yeah, and so I really wanted to buy it. It was like $5.99 in Woolworths when Woolworths was around.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, but I saved up my money to get it. But I was because I fancied Paula Abdul so much, I was too embarrassed to go and buy it. So I sent my sister into the shop with the money to go and buy the Paula Abdul album. So yeah, Young at Heart by the Bluebells, my first single. Paula Abdul, I think it was called Opposites Attract, the album.
Yeah.
It had that song.
I remember that song really well.
Yeah. What about you?
My first single was DISCO. DISCO, yep. And my first...
delightful.
Was it Delirious? She's
incredible. She is
super C or something like that. Such a cutie. She is. Yeah.
She is. Oh.
That was such a good song.
That was a good song.
And then my first album was Billy Joel's Innocent Man. But
that was a brilliant album.
It was a really good one, but I didn't know what the difference between an album and an EP and a whatever was, and I ended up buying the wrong thing.
Extended play, wasn't it, an EP?
Yeah, and I cried in Woolworths because I'd bought the wrong thing. And had to go back and go and get the correct thing. But I was quite young when that came out.
Innocent Man was the one with him in black and white on the front. It had Uptown Girl
and a little bit of yellow. There was something yellow. I don't know what it was. Maybe a street light, but yeah, it was black and white.
Uptown Girl.
Yeah, Uptown Girl. With Christine Blinkley. Blinkley?
She turned...
Didn't she get married to him?
Yeah, they did get married. It was her birthday the other day. I'm sure she turned 70 or something, maybe
Really?
more. Yeah. What was the other great song on there? There was Tell Her About It, Tell Her Everything She Needs. I love that one. And then Innocent Man, which was the one that you did.
Yeah.
That was a cappella, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a lovely song. Really like that. Is Billy Joel still around?
Yeah. He's still gigging.
I'd quite like to see Billy Joel. That was
Yeah,
really
I
good.
would.
And then I do remember I bought a single and I left it at my friend's house, and I was about 15 when I left it there, and I still am annoyed that I've left it at her house and I'll never get it back. And it was Kinky Boots. When it had, oh gosh, what was his name? The guy that was in Sapphire and Steel.
From the
Avengers. What was his name?
He was in View to a Kill as well. He played Tebbit. Patrick McNee.
Yeah, and it was like an old remake of a 60s song, but they relaunched it, and it was at the same time as Pat and Mick did Let's All Chant.
As in Pat Sharp?
Yeah.
And who was Mick?
I don't know, there was something together. It was like, they did this song called Let's All Chant, and I think it was for charity, and again that was a remake, and I had both of those, and I left them at my friend's house when I was 15, and I never got them back. And I still, if you're watching, Nicole, I'd really like them back.
How many years later?
A lot. And I haven't actually seen her. So I found her on Facebook and I said, oh my God, no, how are you? She went, how did you find me? I said, I remembered your brother's name. And then she blocked me.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
She was like my best friend.
Oh.
Sad.
That is sad times.
Don't know what I did there. Something naughty, quite clearly. Right, so we've done that one side and we've just top stitched on there. We're going to do exactly the same with this one here. So we want to put that there. So when we flip it all over, it's going to look like that.
I also remember I think shortly after that I bought I bought on single first of all. Do you remember Do the Bartman?
Oh yeah,
Do the Bartman.
Yes.
Everybody back from side to side.
Do the
Yo,
Bartman.
hey, what's happening, dude? I'm the guy with the rep for being rude. Terrorizing people wherever I go. It's not intentional, just keeping the flow. Anyway, I bought that on single, and then they brought out The Simpsons.
That's really embarrassing.
Fixing test cars to get the best cars. Dropping banana peels all over the floor. I'm the kid who gave, what does he say? I'm the kid who made delinquency and art. Last name Simpson, first name Bart.
God, that was a really old... The problem is, Nicola and Jamie in the gallery weren't even alive when we were singing about
but at least they know who the Simpsons are.
Do you remember what your first download was?
Oh, no. I think because I took more joy in going to the shops and buying physical things, I think the downloads is a bit more absent-minded, isn't it?
There used to be, there was a band that came to our school. No, they do that. There's these things where they go to schools, don't they, and perform. They're like, and they were called The Name Escapes Me. And I always wonder.
Was that the name of the band?
Yeah.
Ah.
And I always wonder what happened to them. And I've Googled it and I've never found anything. But they had an album that came out, and we all single that came out. We all bought it. But I do wonder what happened to them.
Dawn says, hi Ben and Becky, you're doing a fab job. I'm not into sewing, but I do like to watch. And she says, I got my first album from Woolworths. No, you might know these. I don't know these. It was a group called The Grassroots.
Ooh.
My first 45 was does anybody really know What Time It Is by Chicago?
Ooh.
I don't know that song either.
No, I don't
What's
know
the
that.
Chicago song I know? If you leave me now,
you take away the biggest part of me. Ooh.
Baby, please don't go. This is a good feature, isn't it? Singing while sewing. And Hillary says, my first single was by Blondie.
Oh, I like that song.
And the first album was Caress of Steel by Rush.
Oh.
What was their famous song, Hilary? Rush had a really big hit. I'm sure we used to play it on what radio station I was on. They had what's their main big song, Rush?
I'm sure I'd know it if I heard it. That's no help at all, is it?
No. Keep these coming in. This is brilliant. I love these. So first single, first album.
In the gallery, Nicola and Jamie, do you remember what your first music was that you got? It's a different thing now, isn't it?
It's not such a big thing, is it? Because it's so accessible. And
Yeah.
like with stuff like Amazon Music, isn't it, and Spotify, like you can just get
Yeah.
any song anytime you want it. So like this morning, so you know sometimes I do my Arnie voice on my friend's radio show that he does.
No, what Arnie voice is this?
So he has a feature on his radio show back in Devon called Ask Arnie.
Oh, yeah.
So I go on as Arnie and answer all these questions. And we
I haven't
recorded.
heard your Arnie voice. Show me your Arnie voice.
Come on, what are you talking about? You've heard me do it all the time. Anyway, so he gets me on the air, and the listeners send in the questions, and then I answered the questions, pretending to be Arnie, but it does not pay me, which is a shame.
Oh.
But anyway, so yeah, we recorded this morning, and we did a little skit about how Arnie listens to Michael Bolton. Don't ask. And then off the back of that, he played. And I hadn't heard it for ages, and I went straight to Amazon Music and got it. Love is a wonderful thing. Do you remember that by Michael Bolton?
No, I don't remember that at all.
Oh, it's such a great tune. Because his famous one was, how can we be lovers if we can't be friends? But
how can we start over when the fighting never ends? How can we make love if we can't make amends? And there was a lot of like real meaningful like this, isn't there?
Like this, a lot of that and that. Linda says, my first record was a 45, Rubber Bullets, 10cc. That's a great tune. I was trying to, is that no, that's not Rubber Bullets at all, is it? I do know that song. Dawn Valley says, seeing Freddie Mercury and the guys was always the highlight of my school years. Where did you see Freddie Mercury, Dawn? That's amazing. What a gig.
Did he come to your school to perform?
Can you imagine?
Yeah. So my daughter's friend is a singer, and she's got her first album is about to come out now.
Oh, wow.
And she's got all of her songs have been quite sad, I suppose, quite sort of like full of teenage angst. And then the latest one that she's brought out is called Hurt by You by Ava Hinks.
It's called what?
Hurt by You by Ava Hinks, and it is so good. It's so good. I listened to it loads.
What is it? Is that quite an angsty song? Is it, or is it?
No, but it's just quite cheerful. It's got a kind of like Lily Allen type vibe in it. It's really good.
Yeah.
I quite like that.
Yeah.
Too. But yeah, I'm really into Taylor Swift at the moment. Don't know where that's come from.
Taylor Swift?
Yeah. Can't wait to see her.
Are you going to go see her?
If I can get tickets, yeah. I'm going to go with Nicola.
Where's she coming to?
Everywhere. I mean, she's just. I know we talked about going abroad, maybe going to France or somewhere like that to go and see her, but I don't think it's going to be possible. But she's sold out everywhere. She's been super, super popular. Amazing is what I would say she is. She's quite prolific, isn't she, with the songs? And they're different each country she goes to. The list is slightly different. But you have to dress up, Nicola, if we're going.
What do you dress up as?
As Taylor Swift.
Like, you have to dress as Taylor.
Well, I think you should be, dressed up like Taylor Swift with a bit of, sparkle. Don't you?
Has it? By the way, do you need to, because I feel like we're chatting here, is there anything you need to tell us that you're doing before we move on?
I'm making a handle.
Okay.
Only one handle, not 4 handles. But here's just a piece of webbing. It's 10 inches wide, and I'm just long, and I'm just going to pop it here, and I just want to do a couple of basting stitches to put it there. So that's going to be my little handle here. And I'm also going to use another piece here. So the
what?
Shoulder straps would come here as well. So we're just going to put those in there. So I'm going to cut my webbing to the right size for the shoulder straps. And I'm just going to pin those in place.
Yeah, so I was going to say, so Taylor Swift, I feel I know a few of her songs, but my favourite Taylor Swift song, and this is only because I think I've shown you the video before, you know the song I Knew You Were Trouble?
Yeah.
Search on YouTube, I Knew You Were Trouble, Goat.
Oh yes, I think I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah, because she goes, what's the bit she goes, I Knew You Were Trouble,
Trouble,
watching. He goes, but then instead of her going, there's a goat which goes, Rah! And it's very, very funny. I didn't do it justice, but it doesn't happen on the tour. No, she doesn't bring a goat. I mean, how funny would that be though, if they wheeled out a goat and then the goat did but she doesn't.
I reckon it'd be something she'd be quite into doing actually, if she was able to.
Jan said she saw the Wombles at a school disco. Does that count?
Oh,
yes!
That's brilliant.
Yes.
That was
when the sun doesn't shine and it's cloudy and grey and it's only the beginning of a wombling day.
I don't remember that bit, but
remember you're a womble. That was the opening line, wasn't it?
Oh, okay.
Remember you're a womble. Remember what a womble you are. That is showbiz that you had the Wombles at your school.
I remember that was my husband's first song he DJ'd at a party.
What, Remember You Were a Womble?
Remember a Womble. He was like 7 or 8 at the time.
Okay.
Before he DJ'd in Ibiza, he did Remember Your Womble at a kids' disco.
It was a Wombles disco?
Womble? No, it was like a kids' disco.
Okay.
Or kids' party.
What was the actual theme tune to the Wombles?
Underground, overground, wombling free. The Wombles of Wimbledon, come and are we.
They were ahead of their time, weren't they?
Yeah,
making
they
good
really
use of
did.
the things that they found.
Yeah, yeah.
Things that the everyday folk left around.
Uncle Bulgaria, he can remember the days when he wasn't behind the times. With his map of the world, pick up the pieces and make them in something. Something like that, anyway.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of singing today, Ben.
We have.
Right, little straps here. This is for.
That half hour's flown over.
So these are my shoulder straps that I'm going to put on here. So I'm just going to stitch them to either side of this bag here. Okay.
Dawn says, I'm making paper envelopes whilst watching the show, but I'm loving the banter. Thank you, Dawn. And Amber Ray says, my first purchase was ABBA, Mamma Mia.
Oh.
What was that, 70, what was it, 80s, Mamma Mia?
So
late 70s, early 80s?
It's an unpopular opinion, but I don't really like ABBA.
What?
No.
They're so inoffensive. How can you not like... ABBA are one of those bands that they're just... I don't understand how you cannot like them.
I think it's because I didn't listen to them when they were popular. So my brother and sister were not into ABBA at all. It was Earth, Wind and Fire and Prince. Or a bit of punk.
Oh, yeah.
So it was just not something I listened to, and I don't really get it. I don't get this massive fascination of... I mean, I wouldn't mind going to see... Well, I wouldn't say no if someone said, oh, let's go and watch ABBA, but it wouldn't be my first choice of thing to go and watch.
I never did.
I know, very unpopular opinion.
I just thought they were one of those bands that, you know, either you love them or you're like, nah, you know, ABBA, ambivalent. I still have my ticket for the only the second concert in the US from Led Zeppelin, says Rhonda. That's very amazing. And Rhonda also says, it was too long ago for me to remember what my first 45 album was. I'm lucky to remember what happened last week. Oh, I'm lucky to remember what happened last week. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel a bit like that.
I feel that.
Well, I've got some sparkle. They're not really sparkles. I didn't have the hardware that Ben has over there, and I needed some sliders.
Okay.
So I've got some sliders here, and I've basted my straps in. I need to put some sliders onto here. So you can see this bag here. We've got these little pieces down here with that rectangular ring, and then we've got our sliders along here as well. So we just need to pop those on. So you just put them down here, and we just fold over, make sure I've got them around the right way, like that. You just need to stitch here and just finish that off nicely. Now I've used cotton webbing here.
Okay.
If I put that there, you probably see it a bit better. The one on here is a nylon one. which is much tougher to stitch through. So if you are using something like this, just be careful when you're stitching through it, because you're going through, it's very thick, you're going through quite a lot of layers on that, so you want to make sure you get that all stitched together properly. If you're going to be using the cotton one, it doesn't really matter too much. So on here, on these ones, you're going to need 2 of these sliders, and you're going to need 2 of these, either a D-ring or a rectangular ring, and that's the hardware you're going to use on these. Okay. I'm not going to bother putting all the rest of the hardware on here, because I'm just going to show you how we're going to put the rest of the bag together, because I want you to see how it all goes together. But it's coming together now. You can see that outside piece, that's that bit there, like that, and then we've got a piece at the bottom we're going to attach to the base. So make sure I've got the right part. So I think that is the base here, front base, like that. I need 1 out of my contrasting fabric, which is the blue, and 1 out of my lining fabric, which is the pink, and then 1 out of my wadding, which I've already got to hand.
Anne says, I mean, this is class. I'm pretty sure the first LP I bought for myself was Frank Sinatra.
Oh,
I love Frank.
Yeah, I like a bit of Frank Sinatra.
I've got a lot of Frank on my playlist. Dino I love as well. Dean Martin. Sammy Davis, Matt Monroe.
Who wrote My Way?
That was...
Was that Tony Benn?
No, it was Neil... not Neil. I want to say Neil Sedaka, but I don't mean that. Who was the one who sang Oh Carol? Oh Carol, I am but a fool. Darling, I love you. I don't want to know. Don't tell me. He was called Neil. He's definitely called Neil, isn't he?
Sedaka.
No, it wasn't Neil Sedaka.
Armstrong.
Well, didn't he jump on the moon? No, it wasn't. Paul Anka.
Paul Anka. Yes. So I
Way.
was asked to do his daughter's wedding cake.
Paul Anka?
Yeah. But she didn't want to pay for it.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I was asked to do, and they said it was going to be in Hello, because I think she's married, or her sister's married to Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman? Who's Jason Bateman?
You know, he was in Horrible Bosses.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. No, I know Frank Sinatra sang My Way, but what did you Google that? It was Paul Anka, wasn't it, who wrote it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Paul Anka wrote it, Frank sang it.
Which no, I don't think many people know.
What?
I think people assume it was Frank Sinatra that wrote it.
No, it was definitely Paul Anka.
Yeah. No, I completely
And then in
agree.
later years, Paul Anka, and look for it, if you love swing music, Paul Anka released an album, and I think it was called Rock Swings, and he covered loads of rock songs and did them in a swing style. Like on the album, for example, is like Smells Like Teen Spirit he did in a swing style. I can't think of the other ones that are on there. Black Hole Sun he did by Soundgarden in a swing style. It's a brilliant album. If you like that kind of stuff, check it out. You're welcome. And Beverly says, first song, T-Rex, Ride a White Swan.
There's some good first songs that
There are
people
some
have
good
got
first songs. Beats my Bart Simpson. Do the Bart, man.
Do the Bart thing. Wasn't it the Bart
Do
thing?
the Bart man.
Was it Bart Man?
Yeah, definitely did the Bart man.
The Bart Man.
And
Yeah,
then he
that was good.
followed that up after that, got to #1 with Deep, Deep Trouble.
Oh yes, I remember that.
Remember that one? That
yeah.
was the next one. And the album was hilarious because it had like, Homer did some songs on there, and Born Under a Bad Sign he did a cover of on the album. I must still have that somewhere on cassette. I'll have to go and delve in the garage over the weekend, see if I can find it.
What would you say is the most embarrassing album or single you
Wait,
purchased
do you think
or
I've got something more
downloaded?
embarrassing than the Simpsons Sing the Blues?
Yeah, well,
Most embarrassing. I don't know, actually. I'd like to think my my music taste is pretty good, to be honest with you. Have you got one?
I don't know. I'm quite weird with. Well, just generally quite weird. I knew that was what you were all thinking. No, I'm quite weird with what music I like. It's just a whole mishmash of all sorts of different things. So I don't know. It depends. I mean, I listen to Eminem, Lose Yourself, when I'm feeling sad. Before I do a show or before I have to do something that I'm really nervous. Yeah, something I might be nervous about. Yeah, I listen to that.
See, that's on my running playlist.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good song.
What's the other one? He's just another one which is good for running. Oh no, I think that's the same song. Does that start? Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Ding? Oh, that is the same
Yeah.
song. Yeah. Yeah. I'll name that tune in 3. Ding, 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 ding.
I love that show. I think that show should be on more often.
What show?
Name that tune.
Oh, no, the tune, yeah.
Yeah, because it's back, isn't it?
Is it?
I think it's
I
back.
don't think it is.
Or maybe it's back in America. Definitely seen it being advertised.
Maybe we should bring it back on Crafters TV.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'd be really good, Ben. Should we do that? Suggest
Name
it.
that tune, yeah.
You-
Right,
you're-
you go first.
Is it Bartman?
Yo, hey, what's happening, dude?
I'm the guy with the rep for being rude.
Terrorizing people wherever I go.
It's not intentional.
Just keeping the flow.
Right. Now,
Oh, God, carry on, yeah.
I've put my panel of fabric to go over the outside, and I've used the blue, but actually I was supposed to use the pink. It doesn't really matter because my blue is my lining. So what I'm doing, I've already stitched the outer piece of fabric. I just want to stitch the 2 lining pieces of fabric together. So I've got different colour lining in here than I'd originally planned, but I don't think it really matters anyway. It's all those brightly colours anyway. So I'm just tucking away the edge of the bag, and I'm only stitching the lining.
If you have got items in your basket, I'll give you a chance to check out in just a little while. Ron just joined us saying, I lived in Tampa for a few years and saw concerts almost every single weekend. Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, Ike and Tina, Earth, Wind and Fire, Santana. Name that tune.
I've got no idea what that is, Ben.
That was Smooth. And also, she saw this band. Bum, 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 bum.
Deep Purple.
Yeah, correct. Dawn Valley says, I have a night at the opera with all their autographs on it. That's Queen, isn't it? That's incredible.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah. And Lynn says, I remember getting pushed over the barriers at a Paul Weller concert and he stopped playing when I got up. Foolish me said to him, I'll be back.
Like Arnie.
Maybe. I'll be back.
Right. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to get a chance to finish this because I'm just looking at the time, but I can show you how we're putting this together. So we've got, if I show you the bag that's ready-made, you can see how it's looking.
Yeah.
So you've got that piece down here. Now we want to, when we get to this little bit here, we want to cut out a little square here so we can stitch them together when we can bag out that corner. But you can see that is our top part of our bag, and you've got that little pocket inside there. And then this is the, not pocket, the outside of the bag. This is the other part of the bag. So we would put these 2 pieces together, and then afterwards we'd stitch them all together down the side. We're going to cut those squares out, but obviously I want to put my other pieces of my webbing in place. But you can see how that comes together with that zip there. So this forms the bottom part of your bag, and how that's going to look once it's all finished. It will look something along the lines of that.
That is amazing. So good. So lovely to see. And you guys have enjoyed the music chat as well. Loads of comments coming in. Hilary says, I saw REM with 400 other people in Newcastle before they became huge.
Oh.
And I saw Nirvana. It's always nice to have that claim, isn't it? You saw a band before they were popular.
Yeah, I saw Blur before they became big. So there used to be a pub in Windsor called the Old Trout. I don't know if it's still there.
The Old
Trout. And
Brilliant.
it was like a gig pub. So they would have all these new up and coming bands. And I think people like Happy Mondays played there back prior to when I was around. But yeah, Blur definitely played there. And it was quite cool. Going to be able to see them right before they're well known. That's quite an accolade, really, isn't it?
Absolutely. Rhonda says, I think my first 45 was Mrs. Brown, You've Got a Lovely Daughter by Herman's Hermits.
I don't know how that goes.
I don't. The only Herman's Hermits song I know is Something Tells Me I'm Into Something Good. That was Herman's Hermits, wasn't
Oh,
it?
really?
Yeah.
I like that song.
Oh, and No Milk Today. That was another one by them.
No Milk Today?
No milk today, my lover's gone away.
Well, that's sad, isn't it?
Yeah, it is sad. I think we all feel old now, said Lynn. And Hannah says, hats off to Becky for doing a live and visiting about unrelated to what she is sewing. I have to concentrate when sewing or my seams are inside out / messed up.
Yeah, well, you've not seen these ones too closely.
You notice there's no real close-ups in any of them,
no
is
real
there?
close-ups,
So-
yeah. Sometimes when they're going to do a close-up, I just look like this. No. My mum sometimes says to me, how straight are your seams? And I'm like, oh, very straight, mum. Very, very straight. You're just, bad eyesight, mum. That's what I say.
And Zoe says, the colours Becky is using reminds me of shell suits.
Oh, did you have a shell suit?
I did.
Did you? What colour? I bet it was blue.
I think it was purple and black.
Oh, get you. Could you do the Vanilla Ice dance?
No, but I could rap the rap.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Should we go for a break? They're going. Have a rap battle. We'll do it nobody needs to hear that, do they?
No. All right, stop.
Collaborate and listen.
Ice is back with a brand new invention.
Something, grab a hold of me tightly.
We're like, oh, lightly. Will you have stop?
Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll go to the extreme and rock a mic like a vandal. Like the stage, jump like a candle.
My day-to-day life is pretty busy in work. Literally, I get in the door, I check my polls, I then check what I've got to demo, I then get everything ready, and it's just busy, busy, busy from there. I have a meeting with the producer, the director, we get then sorted for the shows, talk to the presenter, and it depends what side I'm on. I mean, sometimes I'm doing the presenting side, sometimes I'm doing the demonstration side, and I love both. It's actually who I get to work with. I can't say no more than that other than anybody that works here. We are a big family. We're so super friendly. I love Ben. I love it when we work together. And I don't mean that I don't love anyone else. It's the fact that Ben is the presenter and then I'm demonstrating and we just have this great rapport. Same with Craig, same with Deb, same with the whole team. So yeah, the best part of the day is just getting to work with the best people in the industry. Oh, a night out. In the morning. Oh, none. I only drink water. Oh, well, I'm cutting out sugar, so it's got to be savoury. Masterclass. Oh, I can't leave the house without my lipstick. Oh, I love a baked potato. I relax, so I literally drive home normally and then I relax.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
My dad was a printer, which was the old, the old letter-set printer, the type, the old printer's type. So he used to bring home offcuts of card. And so I always had paper and card around me from as long as I can remember. He would donate bits of offcuts to the school I went to, and so it was always accessible. My mum and dad bought me colouring products, art products, and good quality art products, like adult quality art products. So I found I could draw from a really early age. So really between that and crafting, it's just been punctuating all through my life. I think you can get inspiration from anywhere. It's hard, there's never one source. It's from anywhere. It could be a crafting person, it could be a non-crafting person. It inspires me in different aspects. You know, it could be art, inspiration from artists, inspiration from crafters, or inspiration on just inspiring people. It's all about the viewers. If it wasn't for the viewers, then there is no purpose in what. What am I doing it for? It's not about me, what I can do, it's about what I can inspire the viewers to do. And if I'm not inspiring them, then I'm not doing my job. So it's all about the viewers, and it's all and keeping them interested, fired up to give new things a try. And mostly any blocks, anything that holds someone back is more confidence than ability. That's what I've found. So if I can inspire people and give them that little bit of confidence to give them the nudge, fantastic. I think the biggest achievement is keep doing what I'm doing for so long now. I remember, you know, when I first started, you know, everything's new. It can just, you know, maybe the enthusiasm and the love for what you do might wane, but it hasn't. You know, here I am, as I said, 18 years further down the line, professionally crafting, and I think that's my greatest achievement, is that I'm still loving it, doing it, enjoying it, and the feedback's been incredible from, you know, from the crafters, and that's what I'm doing it for. So that, I think, is my greatest achievement, and the feedback I'm still getting. Not many people know this, but I'm going to share this now, is when I lived in America and I was 19, my eyelashes turned white. So this is still my hair colour. Oh, I'm getting on a bit now, but it's just my natural hair colour, dark hair colour, white eyelashes. I look like, you know, the John Wyndham, you know, the Midwich Cuckoos. I look like one of those little alien people with me if I don't wear mascara. Underneath it, lily white eyelashes. Go figure. I did worry for a while I was going to turn white, you know, emanate now from my eyes, which would have looked very strange to try and disguise for a bit.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for checking out your carts. We're nearly done. We've got, what, about 12, 13 minutes left. So we thought just to kind of finish up before I take you through some of the other deals that we've not seen on the show, just to have one kind of wrap up as far as the showstopper is concerned. Everything that you've seen over the course of the last show, and indeed this show, you get within that showstopper bundle. So you're going to get all of your sewing templates when it comes to your bags, and we can look at some finished samples with Becky in a second. So tent backpack, you've got your slimline crossover bag, and then your craft tote included in there as well. So the templates and instructions for that. And over here is all the goodies that we showed you earlier on. Again, your templates in here, step-by-step instructions included too, of the floral tile of your spring blooms and also your meadow flowers. If you want that individually, you can. If you want this individually, you can. If you just want individual items from the bundles, you can. However, the best value for money is to go for the showstopper, which loads of you have, £36 or $48 if you're platinum. And that's an extra 10% saving off what you should be paying. And just to kind of inspire you a bit more, Becky's got some finished samples. So those are the florals, aren't they? The appliques.
Yeah, these are the floral applique cushions. So each of the samples, if I move that out of the way, it's probably better, you can see properly now. Each of these designs come with the information to create 3 different projects. So each one of them has a cushion. So I've got all 3 cushions here. And you can see how effective they are. Now, I showed you samples earlier on with a big quilt using some of our builder blocks and actually having some panels with this applique. Now, you can use it as needle-toned applique. That's what we've designed it for. But as I showed you before, you can use it as raw-edged applique if that's what you prefer. So that's your first one. This is the next one. This is a more complicated one. And the reason for that is because you've got more curves. You've got, we don't know, introverted curves and outy curves. We don't know what they're called. But, you know, you can see you've got curves here in and out, so it just makes it a little bit more complicated. I would suggest the first one that you try is this one here, because this is one of the simplest ones, because it's got some very smooth, gentle curves to get you started. This is a good way of starting off. I showed you a sample earlier on with all of these flowers in black on a white background, just with one with some red, and it looked really, really effective. So these are absolutely beautiful, these needle-toned applique samples that we've got here. and easy to achieve. They take a little bit longer, but it's nice sort of, nice, interesting hand sewing, really, to be honest. Now, these are the bag templates. So this is the slimline crossover bag.
Yep.
I remember now.
Got there in the end,
and
didn't we?
finally, you've got that little zip at the front. Now, I really feel that you can add these two things together. If you wanted to use some of the applique designs on here, you can absolutely do that on that little panel. It would look really, really good. Next one I'm going to show you is a craft tote, and we showed you a demo using this. And this is the one where we do suggest that you contact customer services, and they will give you the Word document so you can download the correct panel size to create this panel here.
Yeah.
And I do apologise about that. It's just a very small error. It's just not quite the right size, but easy enough to get it in the two pieces of A4 paper and put it together. But you can see you're getting quite a cool little craft tote there. And then this final one, which is lovely. I know that Tracy's asked for one of these. She wants one of these little bags.
She?
Yeah, really cute little bag. And actually really nice for a toddler, going to nursery and something like that. It's a nice, easy bag for them to wear. So you've got a little zip at the front. This is the outside of the bag, and then that's the bit that will be against your body, as it were. Yeah. And you've got a little pouch here, a little zip pocket to put things in here. And again, using your own fabric, these are using some nylon webbing, but you can use some cotton webbing if you prefer. But a great sort of set of totally different types of templates, but really, really usable in lots of different ways.
Marvellous. Thank you so much to Becky. I'm going to sort of just wrap up the show and show you some of the deals that you have not yet seen, but it's been a fantastic day. And like we said, if you are a big fan of your soft craft and sewing, then don't forget to keep shopping across the weekend. Loads of lovely comments coming through. We're going to have a look at some pictures as well. Linda says, I used to go to loads of concerts living in London, made it so easy. AC/DC, Black Sabbath, Van Halen, Metallica, to name just a few. Some amazing bands there. Lynn says, I've seen Ocean Colour Scene before they were big too. I used to love Ocean Colour Scene. They did the music for, what was it called? Chris Evans' show. No, someone will tell me. No. Someone will tell me. Rhonda says, I was backstage for not one but two concerts by the Grateful Dead and have a Deadhead pin from the drummer. Wow. And Linda says, and I used to go out with a drummer whose band was supporting the Skids. Is that Skid Row? I think it might be. Stuart Adamson cut his finger live on stage and I administered the plaster. Rhonda says, this has been a very fun show. Thank you, Ben and Becky. You're welcome. I think this is Dawn's signed... Is this the memorabilia you were talking about? Is this Night at the Opera? That is incredible. Ha! Brian May. You got all of them on there. Roger Taylor. Yeah, Freddie Mercury. That is unbelievable. Dawn, that must be worth a lot of money. I don't know if you've ever had that valued, but you might want to. Wowee, that is incredible. I bet you that would be worth a lot of money at auction. Wow, fantastic. Thank you for sending that in. Marvellous. Also, this beautiful, like a, for St Patrick's Day, of course. It's a beautiful table runner. Glenys, I'm going to try and say your surname. Przymersky, is that right? Przymersky. But anyway, Glenys, that is absolutely beautiful. I love that. To celebrate St Patrick's Day, of course, well, I say of course, I hadn't even twigged until Becky mentioned it. It is coming on Sunday. So that is amazing. Have a great day, everybody. All our Irish friends, make sure you celebrate that and have fun. Yes, have a Guinness for us, won't you? As I said, there's loads of great deals, things that we haven't yet seen. The builder block systems that we've got, you can use your NCM sewing code across the builder block. So I'll show you all the different ones that we've got here. So make sure that you do. So the builder block with 18 dies at $47.99. So look at the discount. This is before you get 30% off, isn't it? So $47.99 or $67.18. So you're going to get an extra, sorry Ben, quick maths on that, 9.6, about an extra 15 quid coming off that. So it's going to take your builder block down if you're platinum to about just over £30. That is insane value for money. This is all about allowing you to make your patchwork quilts quickly easily, accurately. It's a time saver. It's all about, as I say, not having to do all of the measurements and whatnot. And you can make the blocks in 3, 4, 6, 8, 9 and 12 inches. There's only 11 of those, so you will have to go swiftly. For goodness sake, use the code. We've also got the builder block alphabets and numbers as well. So this is really super cute. And the fact that, again, you can make 6, 8, 9 and 10 inch and 12 inch blocks with this as well. And it's going to create all of the letters of the alphabet, which I think is brilliant. Again, really nice perhaps if you're looking to make something for a nursery, that kind of thing, or maybe like a nice little quilt for a new baby. I think it would look really cute. That one, again, you can use your NCM sewing code on 33.59, 43.18. Again, I'm just excited to try and do the maths on that. 336, about another £10 coming off that, another £10. So it's going to be about 23 quid, something like that, and well under $40. If you want to get the winding waves, that is another one of our builder block. This is the builder block curves, winding waves with 9 dies in there. And again, we've already taken off £24 or $35. You can then have. So they're all saving 40% pre-code, then we take off 20% if you're platinum, then we take off another 30% on top of that. So I mean, the prices are next to nothing. 369. It's going to be about £20 that once you've taken off your 30%. And if you're in the US and you're a platinum member, again, that's going to come down to about $31. So I mean, amazing opportunities to pick these up. And if you haven't ever tried the builder block system before, try at least one of these. Like we've got the bay leaf with 6 dies. Just if you've heard people chat about them, if you've got one of, well, I say one of any die cutting machine, if you've got a Gemini, get these home, try them out, see how they're going to speed up the process for you when it comes to doing your quilting. The builder block curves, bay leaf, 6 dies. Again, £24 off, 40%, $35, down to $28.79 or $43.18 if you're platinum. And again, use that code NCM Sewing. You get 30% off. Geometric arrows, another one which I know is very popular. Yes, designed by Karen Lewis. And this is a 3-in-1 because it shows you on the packaging there the kind of things that you could achieve. So you might want to have a go at making the apron or the cushion cover. Lots of different ideas in there for you. And again, look at the price, £14, $15, $16 off, taking it down to $16.79 or $19.18. Have another 30% off that with your code. You're down to just over £11 pretty much. If you're shopping in the US and you're a platinum member, around about $13.50. These are crazy, crazy prices. You've also got your builder block designer collection, the Bejeweled Delights. Again, 5 dies in total here. This again, Karen Lewis Textiles collection, and you've got the 3 different designs which you can get working with there. $16.79, $19.18 platinum, but it's not because you'll use your NCM sewing code to get 30% off, as you will with the Easter. This is Jo Avery's original set. I know she's obviously brought the set to us today with the applique stencils, but this is one of the original sets at $16.79 or $19.18. And then you've also got your builder block compass gem. That again is 4 dies. Really love the little banner that you can make there. $16.79 or $19.18 is the price on that. Thank you, Dawn, who said I had a fun time this week crafting more and more. That makes me happy because I know, Dawn, you're one of our newer crafters. So if you are crafting more and more, we are obviously doing something right. Thank you, everyone, for all of your lovely comments this week. I think it's been a really lovely week, very positive week. Lots of kind words, lots of positivity, and lots of great deals, which is what we like. So hopefully you've picked up something which you are now looking forward to receiving. I just want to say a massive thank you to you all for being with us this week, and come back next week because we've got so much fun. As I said, 3 more launches, we've got masterclasses, we've got cartloads. Sheena's going to be back in town, Debbie Robinson's going to be here. It's going to be such a fun week, and of course loads of brand new launches. And I can't say too much because you'll be able to work out what the code is if I do. It's NCM something, but what is it? We're doing another code on another aspect. I know what it is, but I can't say because if I say, they're going to start using the code and it might already be set up. There's another aspect of crafting that we'll be doing next week, where there'll be a new code with 30% off, so you'll have to wait until next week for that. If you missed us over the weekend, we miss you too, but don't forget CTV 24/7, so you can see everything there. Oh, and if you're on my YouTube, dropping in about half an hour, another Moseby's Makes, where I do some mixed media, which is very exciting, so I do hope you can see that. I'll be over on Facebook, on YouTube as well. Have a great weekend. Bye.